Embarrassment is an underexplored emotion. Go out there and make a fool of yourself.
I got a text message from a friend after posting my first YouTube video. Some things aren't meant to be posted. Naturally, it made me feel some type of way. Sure, it wasn't good and it needed work, but it was something I enjoyed doing. So why aren't the people I consider closest to me encouraging me? It started eating away at me, and this quiet fear of being cringe developed into something that stopped me from doing what I actually wanted or creating. And I then made a decision. I was going to be cringe, and I think you should be too.
Actually, I know I'm not the only one because social media went in.
Smokey the Bear, growling and a growling and a sniffing in the air.
Have you ever taken a fashion risk? Maybe you put on that hat that you bought a year ago and have never worn. You walk out and every glance that comes your way feels like it's aimed at you. Every chuckle, every laugh feels like it's about you and your stupid hat. Everyone knows you're not a hat guy. It's obvious you can't pull it off. But here's the thing. Have you ever walked out and pinpointed all the people wearing hats? Grouped them into who is and isn't a hat guy? Probably not. See, the thing is, we're too busy worrying about ourselves to nitpick about the other people around us. And those who do point and laugh, don't mind them. They're putting up their own performances for their own audience, just as desperate to fit in as you are. Nobody actually cares. That realization is freeing, isn't it? But even with this realization, I recognized that I was still getting embarrassed every time I posted a video or wore a hat. And it was then I realized it was never actually about what other people thought. My embarrassment this whole time was never about what other people were saying about me. It was what I thought about myself. Every time I put myself in these uncomfortable situations, there was a little voice in the back of my head constantly reminding me of all my insecurities. You don't have the personality for this, you're not good enough, you won't amount to anything. These were all thoughts that I personally had, and my embarrassment had me projecting them onto everyone around me. And when I actually heard those voices, when I saw those low view numbers, it just solidified those insecurities and made my embarrassment even stronger.
I don't want you as my wife!
I realized the reason I was feeling embarrassed so often was because I was taking myself too seriously. So what if these videos don't amount to anything? So what if I don't have the personality for it? Who cares? If I can faceplant in front of a group of people, get up and laugh about it, I need to be able to fail publicly and dust myself off to move to the next thing. This habit of taking myself too seriously crept in as a fear of failure, because every time I failed, I proved to myself and the doubters that they were right. If I can laugh off my failures and instead of using them as a proof of my shortcomings, learn from them, I can use them as a stepping stone to try and get to what I want. Because now every time I fail, I know what doesn't work, like a public process of elimination. So why is it that I was still never proud of what I was making?
And all of us who do creative work, like, we get into it, and we get into it because we have good taste. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want to make TV because you love TV, you know what I mean? Because there's stuff that you just love, okay? So you've got really good taste, and you get into this thing that I don't even know how to describe, but it's like there's a gap, that for the first couple years that you're making stuff, what you're making isn't so good, okay? It's not that great, it's really not that great. It's trying to be good, it has ambition to be good, but it's not quite that good. But your taste, the thing that got you into the game, your taste is still killer, and your taste is good enough that you can tell that what you're making is kind of a disappointment to you, you know what I mean? Like, you can tell that it's still sort of crappy.
My taste, while flattering, was too good for my own skills. I didn't yet have the skills required to create exactly what I wanted. Every time I made something, whether it was my travel vlogs with my friends or my attempts at being philosophical, it wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. But as Ira mentions, the only way to close this gap is to actually put in the hours. Because if you quit now, you'll never be able to practice enough to get to that level. But eventually, you get to that level. Every time you have an idea, you can put it to paper and it's exactly what you want it to be. It's not easy, but it is simple. And this isn't just specific to creation. Whether you're an engineer, an entrepreneur, or an athlete, this taste exists as any type of vision that you have for what you want to do in your field. And eventually, you'll get to that level. So anytime you're feeling embarrassed, you're right where you need to be.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
In the wise words of Kelly Clarkson, What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And Kelly isn't wrong here. Nietzsche called this the act of self-overcoming. The idea that to become your best self, you have to become a version of yourself that fails publicly. Your crush posting your DM on her story, the time you miserably failed at giving a public speech, or even those thousands of rejection emails from every employer you've ever replied to. Those aren't little obstacles on the journey to becoming your best self. That is the journey. But what Nietzsche continues with is a little beyond what any self-help book will tell us. See, Nietzsche says that we should love these moments, Amor, Fati, or the love of fate. The idea that these moments were meant to happen to us, that we should really embrace them and be convicted that if they didn't happen, we would not become our best selves. We need to think that these little embarrassing moments that we're scared to think about and kind of forget even happened are the difference between the you who can't do it now and the you who can do it later. Typically, we're okay with going through a little embarrassment if we know that the payoff is worth it. But what Nietzsche is telling us here is that these embarrassing moments are the payoff.
See, I know everything he's about to say against me. I am white, I am a fucking punk. I do live in a trailer with my mom.
Learning to embrace this embarrassment not only makes things easier, but becomes sort of a superpower. In the movie 8 Mile, our protagonist B-Rabbit has everything going against him when he tries to join the predominantly black rap scene in Detroit. For one, he's white, and to make matters worse, he lost his first rap battle getting laughed off stage, embarrassed, humiliated even. And to make things even worse, he's going as Papa Doc, the favorite of the rap scene in Detroit, and he's doomed to be humiliated yet again. But that's not what happened. See, B-Rabbit took all those insecurities, all those things that people were making fun of him for his entire life, and put them into the rap. His entire line was just about himself. Nothing about Papa Doc, just making fun of himself, making fun of those embarrassing moments. And when Papa Doc went, he had nothing left to say. And he won. The crowd was overwhelmingly going for B-Rabbit, and it shows that once we actually put our mind to laughing off these embarrassing moments and not taking ourselves so seriously, we become untouchable even. So what is on the other side of this embarrassment?
Like, feel that feeling, the fear of cringe.
That's
and
really
then go
good.
out there and do it.
Dude,
Because
that's
everything
really
you want
good.
is on the other side of that.
This is what's on the other side of it. Not a million subscribers, not a record deal, just this. Something I made, something I'm proud of, something that exists because I stopped letting embarrassment make decisions for me. And when I look back at this and look back at the embarrassing moments that led to it, I won't be wincing thinking about it. I'll be smiling.